I thought I'd come to the shop to make a video update on this Husqvarna 240 chainsaw. We did test it out yesterday, and we're gonna see if that thing will run after I did some little adjusting on the carburetor yesterday. Give it a little primes, switch on, choke out. Chain brake doesn't work. I'll have to get a new clutch cover for it. That thing runs perfect. Always running fine. In case you're wondering what carburetor jet is, this is for the low and the high. Just making sure they're set properly. It'll fire up first pull. I'll put them back right where I set them at. Here we go. But it'll warm up every time. They do get warmed up. Sometimes my dad usually pulls choke out every time to lock the throttle. So, my little upgrade plan for this, I might get a Husqvarna 18-inch blade for it, because I don't want to use another name brand blade on it, including the chain. But I had this saw for about at least about probably 7 years later, or 8 years later, I think. Probably about nine years, 2017. I'm adjusting the chain on it. Hold your bar up like that, then tighten up your nuts. So I will potentially get a Husqvarna 18-inch bar and a free pack of 18-inch chains for it. And with a new clutch cover as a replacement of the original, because the chain brake spring on the clutch is missing. But that doesn't work no more. But this thing was so lightweight and easy to use. But I did use it one time in 2017, and it kicked on me like that. When I pulled on it hard, because that's the way they came from the factory. My dad kept telling me hold the saw level where it wouldn't hit me in the leg, but it was way before I had chaps. But I hadn't used it again since during that time. But my dad let me use the big saw, which is the Husqvarna 455 wrencher hex torque. That's the reason why I like it so much, because it's big and powerful, where it cuts a lot faster. It has the same thing just like the 240 has. It's got a decompression valve. I prime it 3 times. Set the brake on. That's the reason why I like it, because it's got more power than that Husqvarna 240. So I will potentially get a Husqvarna 18-inch bar and the same type of chain. I'd say that chain is definitely completely wore out. I'm gonna have to get a new chain and a new clutch cover for it. So that's what I'm gonna do. This one runs a 3/8 pitch. That it runs a 20-inch bar, and a 24-inch. But 24-inch bars are definitely kind of way too heavy for these saws to handle. I'd rather recommend to use a 22-inch bar and a 20-inch bar on it instead. This thing is about 6 years old. Had it for 6 years. My dad bought it in 2019 during Christmas time. Since me and him bought a Husqvarna 460 wrencher as a replacement back in January during that time. I think I might as well use this thing while my dad uses the MS-291. But that's the reason why I like it so much, because it's got a bigger gas tank. You got same type fuel caps on those tanks, just like on the 240. Same controls on it. On, choke, decompression valve. On, choke, no decompression, primer bulb, brake, and chain brake. That's the reason why I like it. Way better than the Poland. But I do like modern Polands, but I don't like antique Polands. From the 70s, because those antique Polands are very loud and they had no chain brakes. And they're definitely way too dangerous to use than the other ones that had chain brakes on them. That's why I stick with the home lights, which is some of them had chain brakes and some of them had hand guards, including the steel, including some of the Chinese chainsaws, which they were like in the early old school in the early 2000s. You can see this is a 2017 Husqvarna. Sometimes I call it a Husky. And this one's a 2019 Husky 455 wrencher. But this had a 14-inch bar. But I like running 18-inch bars on them. It was okay. But they did handle an 18-inch bar. This one handles it. Starts real easy now. But even that, I think I'll definitely end up keep using it if I want to. But sometimes I'd rather use a bigger saw to cut through bigger logs. That way they got more power to cut through them, including the 42 cc's. But this one can cut through bigger logs, but I'm gonna have to get a right brand Husqvarna 18-inch bar for it, including the new sharper chain for this guy, and get a new clutch cover for it with a chain brake spring on it. Once I get that stuff out, I'll do a video upgrading this fan with a new bar and new chain and a new clutch cover on it. But anyways, I'll definitely use that Poulan 18-inch bar if I find me a Poulan Pro 260 42cc1 that I can use and use the same type of chain onto that bar. But anyways, I just want to make a little quick update on this saw. But now I definitely seem to like it. I had no complaints on it after I adjusted the carburetor from yesterday. And yesterday we tested it out on the cedar tree. It didn't cut very good. It was cutting crooked. And that chain was making it cutting crooked. So even that, I think it's definitely time for a new chain and a new bar. And a new clutch cover for it. See, that doesn't work. That's why I'm kind of afraid of using it like that without the chain brake assembly working, just like on this one. But anyways, if y'all like this video, give it a thumbs up. Always like and subscribe, and always come by to the channel. And always leave a heart and thumbs up on the comments. But anyways, thank y'all for watching.